So welcome to the guided self-help portion of this Jinshin Jitsu online self-help class. I'm Jude Burns, and today we are going to be practicing some of the things that came in as questions and that I answered during the previous portion. And I'm going to share screenshots to walk you through rather than you watching me practice this. So be in a comfortable seated position, and the first thing we're going to do is relax our nerves and any anxiety by holding our opposite wrist. So just have your wrist in your lap, your hands in your lap, and hold on to the outside of your wrist very, very gently. Jinshin Jitsu is a gentle touch. It's energy work, and the indication of energy is the feeling of a pulse or a pulsation in the fingertips. So you're listening with your fingertips for that pulse in the outside of your wrist, safety energy lock 17. The lighter you hold, the more likely you are that you're going to actually feel or hear that pulse. So as you're listening with your fingertips for that pulse, rest your hands in your lap and drop your shoulders. We practice this guided self-help in a mindfulness manner. Some people would call it meditation. Meditation is actually a state of being, it's not a verb. So by practicing the concentration that comes with mindfulness, it can indeed lead to a meditative state. That too is very, very healing and harmonizing. What we're going to do to keep our minds relaxed and focused is listening with our fingertips to that outer wrist, safety energy lock 17. Then we're going to pay attention to our breathing. As we exhale, we picture the breath as it goes down the front of our body. When that breath, that exhale, reaches the tip of our toes, it becomes the inhale and comes up the soles of the feet. So we watch the inhale coming up the back of our body. At the top of the body, it becomes the exhale. This circular pattern is our natural pattern of breathing. And by tuning into it, we're harmonizing the breath, we're focusing and concentrating, and we're allowing our mind to relax. The foundation of Jinshin Jitsu is both the touch of these 26 safety energy locks and the certain patterns that were researched and communicated to us, and the breath. If you do nothing more than picturing your exhale down the front and your inhale up the back, you will increase the harmony in your body, because disharmony occurs when we hold our breath. Simply go back and forth between watching your breath and noticing whether you feel a pulse in where you're holding. And we have no judgment about whether we feel a pulse or not. There's no right answer here. Now we're going to move over to holding the fingers that will harmonize worry And we're going to hold our thumb. It can be the same hand that you were just holding or the other hand. Whatever your body tells you is the right answer. Gently wrap your fingers around the thumb. Again, relax your hand in your lap. Drop your shoulders. Focus on the breath. By harmonizing the energy in my thumb, I'm harmonizing the attitude of worry, which includes things on the worry scale, such as depression, preoccupation, obsession, anxiety, and self-protection. Physically, I'm helping my stomach and spleen energy pattern, which is running throughout my body. And I'm helping my digestion. There's no particular recommendations for how you breathe. Just be aware of that breath. If you'd like to deepen it and give your lungs a little bit of a workout, that's a good use of your time as well as you're practicing. Tune into your thumb and notice whether you feel a pulse, whether you hear a pulse with those fingers. And then we're going to move on to our middle finger. This middle finger is helping the thumb harmonize worry. These are the helpers. I find myself as a worrier. The label of worrier. This is a pattern of holding fingers that would help me just let go. Anytime your mind wanders, simply bring it back to the picture of your breath on the exhale going down the front of your body. Taking a slight pause at the tips of your toes and on the inhale coming up the back of your body. What does your breath look like? Is it shimmering light? Is it a soft cloud? Is it a gentle stream? And then tune back over to your middle finger. Notice whether you feel a pulse and practice noticing without judgment. It's simply, that's interesting whether I do or whether I don't. And then move on and hold your little finger. This is the last amplifying finger to help with worry. Do a little inventory on the finger. Notice if there are any sore spots and then settle in. Relax your shoulders again. Relax your hands again. And come back to the breath. As you exhale, you're releasing any toxins that do not serve you. You can picture them as smoke from a smokestack. They don't have to be named or identified. And then on the inhale, you're inhaling clean, pure white light. As you continue to deepen your practice, watching your breath, you might notice colors or different shapes on the backs of your eyelids. So focus on those and just remember to breathe. Now tune back into your little finger. Notice whether you feel a pulse. And now we're going to move into harmonizing fear. And we do that by holding our thumb so you can continue to hold the same hand, or you can see the difference on your other hand. Be your own experiment, be your own testimony. You've come back to your thumb now. Does it feel any different than the first time you held it? Now we're going to move to our index finger as we continue to harmonize fear by using the helper fingers. The index finger is the finger that harmonizes fear. This additional helper sequence really gets it going if it's stuck, if we're stuck in fear. And pay attention with your fingertips to whether you feel a pulse. If you do not, you can lighten your touch. And if you do not, you can simply pay attention to your breath and know that in time, as you continue to practice this cumulative art, you will tune in to the pulse. Sometimes students of this art get discouraged if they can't feel a pulse right away. It's working whether you feel it or not. So just relax and enjoy the time that you've given yourself to practice. Now the third finger to help the fear attitude is the little finger. So move to your little finger. And on the exhale, exhale and get rid of any pretense, any effort, the old beliefs of the way things are supposed to be. And on the inhale, inhale an openness to what is yet to come. Exhale and let go of the past. Inhale and appreciate the present. And tune in and notice whether you feel a pulse. And rather than going through the whole anger flow, we're going to hold just the middle finger. When you go back and do this on your own, you can recall that the amplifying fingers to help this middle finger harmonize anger. Start with the little finger for a couple of minutes, the ring finger for a couple of minutes, and end with the middle finger. Just feel any anger, disappointment, or frustration release from your body on the exhale. Inhale new patience, new awareness, new openness. As we exhale, we let go and feel your shoulders and your whole front of your body relax on the let go. And on the inhale, we receive. And feel that breath as it comes up the back of your body as you inhale, relaxing any tension it may cross on its path. We watch the breath as if we're watching a movie. And even if our focus and concentration on the breath can only last a couple of seconds, it's a start. And then our focus and concentration will expand from there. Now, to help our breathing, we're going to hold our ring finger. This finger also has helpers. And you can look back at those on the lesson portion of this session. And simply holding the ring finger is helping my breathing. So take this opportunity to deepen your breath, breathing through your nose if you're able. It gets the oxygen through your brain and into your lungs. It's human nature to breathe shallowly, so take this opportunity to deepen that breath and exercise the lungs. Really feel how you're feeling at this moment. If you feel any tension, let the breath release it on either the exhale or the inhale. If your mind is wandering, just be gentle and bring it back. Mindfulness is observation without judgment. It can be practiced at any time. Jinshin Jitsu is observation of myself without judgment. And it too can be practiced at any time. I can hold this ring finger to help my breathing at any time. And if I don't have both hands available, or I want to harmonize both of my ring fingers, I can place my thumb on my ring finger nail, making a circle. Place my thumb on my ring fingernail and then I just relax. It's an easy way to walk or just be. It's helping my grief and my sadness and my breathing. It's also helping my hips. I have challenges with my hip line and a whole bunch of other things. And the final hold that we're going to do is holding our little finger. And this is helping an aching ear. If I have an earache, I'm going to hold the opposite little finger. This is a great thing to teach your kids. Even the littlest child is probably already holding their fingers or sucking their fingers and harmonizing their bodies. So very easy to teach them if they're being fussy about their ears to hold their little fingers. This is a good habit whenever you get back on a plane. It helps us with our ears getting plugged up and aching because of the altitude and pressure change. So much to learn, so much to know, yet all I really need to know is I can harmonize my entire body simply by holding each of my fingers. And if I get in the habit of holding each of them in sequence or each of them as my body just calls me to do, if I gravitate toward holding my little finger or middle finger or whatever, I'm actually practicing Jinshin Jitsu and I'm harmonizing a lot of things in my body, and I don't need to know what they are. I can simply appreciate that this art has been researched and renewed and remembered and recalled and written down and passed down to us from thousands of years ago to today. we now have some knowledge, all the knowledge we need really to harmonize our entire body. So tune back in and notice whether you feel a pulse in that little finger. And then you can gently release the hold and come back into the body, come back into the room. And thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening or your day. I'm going to stop the recording now, and I look forward to seeing you next time.